What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw for TV. Um, Shout out to my subscriber. One of my subscribers let me know about this story right here. All right. So there's a former NBA player named Sonny Weems who, I think a couple of years ago, played for the Toronto Raptors, but he now plays in the Chinese Basketball Association. He is 35 years of age, and he more specifically plays for the Guangdong Southern Tigers. And he has recently been the victim of unbelievable discrimination over there. Last week, his team was playing against another team called the uh, Liaoning Flying Leopards. And while Weems was driving to the basket, he was being guarded by a player on another team named Han Dijon. And Han fell to the floor while he was driving, right? So I guess they're reviewing, I'm assuming whether maybe it was a blocking foul or, you know, offensive foul. I guess maybe they were reviewing something like that. And while that was going on, Han approached the Guangdong bench and punched Weems in the face, who of course retaliated. Now the Chinese Basketball Association fined Han 31,000 and suspended him for 7 games. But Weems was also suspended for 5 games and fined $22,000. Now I'm wondering, why was he fined? Okay, maybe a game, but to me, what, someone's going to punch me in the face and I'm not going to react to that? And the fines and the suspensions were almost equal. That makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense to me. But the point is, a player from the opposite team went over and punched this guy in the face, right? Then this is the most egregious. There's video footage out there of Sonny Weems exiting a team bus, and a crowd are chanting "F you," "Get out of China," and multiple times you hear the N word being just screamed at him. Just screamed at him. N word, 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 just all over, man. And Weems just, as hard as it is for him to do it, he smiled. He smiled it off. One of them says in Mandarin, "Don't smile at me." You know, they chuckled and just raining down the N word on him, right? So the Chinese Basketball Association said, blah, 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 there's no room for racism and blah, blah, blah in our society, whatever, right? The standard spiel. My thing is this: since we're all about, discrimination and speaking up on this, okay, when people ask LeBron James to speak up about China and atrocities over there, right? And LeBron says, "Well, look, we got things going on over this country that I'm knowledgeable about. I don't know too much about what's going on over there, right? That's not enough. That's not enough for people, like Inez Cantor, freedom, right? He needs to educate LeBron on the issues. He needs to speak up about that, right? Speak up about what's going on over there." So my thing is, the media, who was so critical of LeBron James with his stance on that, even Shannon Sharp, the number one fanboy, turned his back on LeBron on this issue, right? Why aren't they asking the same thing toward, say, Yao Ming to speak out on this? Why aren't they asking Yao Ming? Now I will give Jeremy Lin credit. He spoke out on this. Even though Jeremy Lin isn't actually born from over there, but Jeremy Lin spoke out on this. So kudos to him. He said it was wrong. He denounced this. He denounced the racism that's being aimed at Sonny wings. But where is Yao Ming? And by the by, where is all the media criticism of China? Why is there so much acceptable racism in their culture toward us? You know, why can't we have a real conversation about this? You see, in the United States, in the midst of all of this outbreak going on, when there was a hint of anti-Asian bias, both Democrats and Republicans united in a bipartisan manner and created a hate crime bill specifically aimed at those who target Asian Americans. And I think it's a good thing. At the same time, I have to ask you, why has there never been anything implemented that protects other people? And why is it that over there it is so blatantly, uh, racist against people who are of color or black? When the whole thing first started off, they were openly discriminated against black people over there, not serving them. It was like Jim Crow, segregation, not serving them, using the outbreak as an excuse to discriminate against black people over there, not serving them in restaurants, kicking them out of homes and apartments, arresting them for flippant reasons, sometimes even no reason at all, beating black citizens in China. But I don't remember anybody asking an Asian athlete to speak out about that. I'm just at a situation, man, where I just want what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander. I want fairness. If you're gonna ask LeBron James to speak out on some things, right? But because he's an American icon athlete, then ask Yao Ming to speak out about what's going on over there. I do want to mention one other thing too. This situation with Dak Prescott, right? Um, I'm not saying what he said was right about the officials, but I wonder why sometimes. Look, they had just suffered a heartbreaking loss, and the media, who know what they're doing, by the way, the media know what they're doing. They're trying to get these athletes to say something quotable so they can print it and get hits and get traffic, get ratings. They do this shit on purpose. But they were pressing Dak Prescott to say something, and he did it out of emotion. He criticized the officiating. And everybody's criticizing Dak Prescott, bringing up his contract, bringing up how much money he makes, which is what they tend to do, right? But yet, I saw a video where the former vice president of the NFL officiating uh, uh, crew, or whatever the hell you call that title, he was one of the persons that oversaw all of them, right? He's on the Pat McAfee show, I think the guy's name is, on YouTube, criticizing officiating. And you look at the comment section, and everybody's agreeing what he got to say. Yeah, the officiating is bad. It makes no sense. Blah, 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 right? Then I looked at a video where James Harden is criticizing officiating. And the thing I noticed is that people in the comment section were calling him ungrateful and bringing up his money, how much money he's making. Then I see Rick Carlisle criticizing officiating out of anger after a loss when he was coaching the Dallas Mavericks, and everybody's agreeing with Rick Carlisle. You see the pattern there? That's all I'm gonna say. You see a pattern there? And I'm not a person that likes to talk about this stuff on YouTube anymore. I talk about this stuff on Patreon, but it's irritating and it's aggravating. Just because Dak Prescott makes a lot of money doesn't mean that he's a robot. Doesn't mean that he cannot show anger or frustration. And people want certain athletes to be perfect, while other athletes get a little bit of leeway. And at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to change, but I just wanted to point it out. Tell me what you guys think.